Hello and welcome to episode 54 of the Fuck off. Hello and welcome to episode 54 of the Championship Rounds podcast. Today's episode has a few good fights this weekend, a few not so good fights this weekend, but there's quite a lot to talk about, I guess. We'll start with let's start with the rematch on Sunday in Ota City, Tokyo, Japan. Fernando Martinez against Kazuto Ioka 2, this time just for the WBA title. Unbelievably good fight the first time. And yeah, I think there's a lot of questions as to how both will be in this fight as well. I think there's a lot of question marks.
Puma, he just needs to do exactly what he did in the first fight, and Ioka, well, he kind of has to do the opposite of what he did in the first fight. Really?
Stop trying to fight toe-to-toe with someone whose specialty is doing such a thing.
He seems to do this. I don't know why. He just fights someone, doesn't fight a smart fight. He did it against Franco. And then, even the first Nietes fight, even though he should have won that, but and then he just adjusts and boxes a smart fight in the rematch. He's a lot older now, and his defense was so bad in the first fight.
His chin is the only reason, he was able to even make the end of the fight. I can't believe he didn't go down or get actually hurt, visibly hurt. I don't get
it. He's good enough or great enough to adjust and just fight the perfect fight, because we've seen him do it, and in rematches, he's always better. But eventually, there comes a time when you just can't do it, and maybe this is the time. I'm definitely not ruling him out, but it was very bad. It wasn't even that bad against Franco. That was a close fight, and his defense wasn't terrible in that fight. It wasn't as good as the rematch, but it wasn't terrible. He was slipping a lot of punches that people thought got through, but in the first Puma fight, he was just eating flush punches that he would never usually take, and I just can't see that being by choice.
He needs to not just sit on an island and just let Martinez wail on him like he did in the first fight.
Martinez, he's just a whirlwind. That's what he is. He's a whirlwind. He's great. He's just great offensively, and he has pretty quick feet as well, pretty quick hands. His punches are a bit wide, which you'd have thought Ioka would be very good at slipping those type of punches, but no, they're wide, but they're compact, which doesn't make sense, but they are. And there's a lot in those punches. He's gonna need to be perfect.
The only success he had in the first fight were the body shots that he did hurt Martinez with 3 or 4 times. Pretty good, but he didn't capitalize on that, and Martinez is just crazy tough.
That's the question mark I have with Puma here. He struggled with the body shots first time, and he's had the December fight, which he was not making weight for, and then he was going to miss weight regardless, I think, and then the illness, whether or not that was proper illness or not, like even regardless, like a lot of illnesses come from missing weight, or having a tough cut. Like, and I worry about the weight with Puma. Like he's been at Superfly his whole career. He's what 34 now. Like I worry about the weight for Puma. Ioka obviously, like you said, like he is 36. Took a lot of shots. He's had a long career. Like I think there's question marks over both. Yeah, I worry that the little bit of sharpness has gone from Ioka, and that's going to just lead to him losing a decision. But man, I wouldn't rule out like an Ioka body shot stoppage here, because like the amount of like times Puma was hurt in that first fight. Like there was a shot. What round was it? Like 7th or 8th, where Puma was literally bent over for about 5 or 6 seconds, and like you think he's going to go down, and man, like I don't know. I worry about the body shots for Puma. I worry about the defense for Ioka, and I worry about the age for both. But I favor Martinez definitely.
I wouldn't even rule out any Ioka, just decision. I still think if he can get the game plan right, I still think he's good enough, even like a slippage. I think he's good enough to outbox Ioka. Not Ioka can't outbox himself. Puma, like he just has to. Well, he has to get the jab going, of course. He has to make him pay. That's just what he has to do. Make him pay. And slip punches. Like, make him pay with hard counters just to give something so he chills out, because it wasn't really stopping. There wasn't really anything to stop Puma. And he just carried on coming forward. And carried on throwing punches, carried on landing, and kind of carried on beating him up, pretty much. And yeah, definitely worked the body. I mean, that was its real success. Hurt him numerous times. Yeah, someone possibly struggling to make weight. Yeah, I mean, he's smart. I guess he should know he needs to hit the body,
which is he needs to do often.
I mean, like if anyone can do it, I mean, Ioka's one of the best body punchers still in the sport and of the past 10 years.
If he wants any chance at slowing him down, he needs to actually sustain the body attack. Like how he started off, he hurt Martinez in the first like 40 seconds with a body shot, and then just didn't really throw them for like 6 rounds after that.
Like, I mean, just forget the head. I mean, he seems to be able to take headshots. Just forget the head and go to the body. And then if that doesn't work, then you could break him down so much, then the headshots will have an effect. Like, of course, we're not really talking about what Puma needs to do, because he just needs to do the same thing. Like Ioka's the one that needs to make the adjustments.
And it's in his style to not change anything, really.
Well, I mean, he can only fight one style. That's all he does. Like Ioka's the guy that can.
Yeah, no, maybe
adjust.
he'll calm down a little bit, but
I don't think so.
He'll think in his head to not do so much so he won't get caught in the middle with the body shots, but he'll still probably throw 70 to 80 punches around. So.
Yeah, that's what he does. Unless Ioka makes him calm down, he's not calming down, which is good for entertainment. Possibly not good if you're an Ioka fan. But, first fight was great. We get another one like that, that'll be great as well.
We need it.
If we get it.
Yeah, if we get it.
Let's actually get there first. But.
Yeah.
I mean, we're close.
We were
close last time as well. We literally did a preview episode for New Year's Eve and it didn't happen. So this fight might not even happen this time. But I think apparently Puma's looking a bit better, so he might be making weight this time. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, he can't fuck it twice in a row. Well, I mean, he could, but don't.
Like I really want to see the Bam fight for Puma, but it's getting to a point with him where it's like he's just done at Superfly. Like,
I reckon he'd stay here for a Bam fight.
yeah,
You know?
but I don't know. He started his career at Bantam and like moved down for the title, but I don't know. But anyway, that should be a war. I think Puma wins it, man. I just think Puma's gonna win a decision, probably a bit wider than last time.
You almost can't get wider than last time.
Well, yeah, well,
I think it will be closer this time because I think Ioka's going to fight a smart fight, but he's just not going to have enough in him at this stage, unfortunately, and lose a decision.
I think I'll lose a 7-5 decision.
Well, not on the cards because I hate Ioka in Japan.
You know, like what we know what it'll be, but they'll give him like 2.
Well, one of them gave him
2 or 1
them
or 0. No, one of them gave
rounds.
one of them
Gave
gave
him
him
no
no
rounds. Yeah, so
Just-
he'll win. If they get that judge back, he'll win 2 rounds this time on his card.
Jesus Christ.
yeah. I think it would be really good though. I think it'd be similar to the first fight in terms of entertainment, but
It's gotta be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it can't be good because I can't see, like, Ioka's not just gonna do nothing. Like, he's gonna try, and well, Puma. I mean, Puma does Puma, so you know that's not gonna change.
I don't think Ioka has the legs anymore to box him. To be honest.
Yep, that's the trouble. He's either gonna have to be like a master, like do a bivol where he holds his feet but controls range. Well,
Or just
something
hammers the body so much. But
yeah, or I don't know, just stick on his chest and unload on the body, I guess. Yeah, he could fight him and get the better of him, if possible. But I mean, I wouldn't try that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be fun. We will be there.
Yep. Also on that show, Hayata Tatsumi's back against Jaime Arbaloda. Like he'll stop. He'll win by stoppage. Tatsumi. And Diakira's back against Jackson Zapata. 2 extremely good prospects, Kira and Tatsumi. But apart from that, there's like just a few other not really noteworthy prospects in there. But yeah, like Tatsumi's really good and Kira's really good, so try and watch them if you can. Not want to waste our time talking about those because they'll just batter these kids. I think with the way Kira's ranked right now, it's a WBA, but he's like ranked top 10 at Light Fly already, like with them. So I think he'll be in the mix for Eric Rosa soon, and he will batter Eric Rosa if they ever fight. But yeah. Moving on, California on Saturday, just a few hours before this show. Emmanuel Navarrete defends his WBO super featherweight title against Charly Suarez in a bit of a fight that nobody except the Pinoys on Twitter wanted. Really, like, I guess it'll be fun enough, but I expect Navarrete should be too big, too strong for someone like Charly Suarez, who's mid to late 30s, and ultimately, who was it? He was down heavily on points and pulled out a stoppage in Australia. Who was that against? Let me put up his box.
Yeah, they mentioned it on the Johan Hernandez fight. I can't remember. I watched it long ago.
I watched that fight. I remember the stoppage. I'm getting up box track right now. But
Fleming.
Fleming, yeah, there you go. But yeah, I just don't think Suarez has enough. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, he's a really skilled fighter, and he's really fast. He's a great counter puncher. Like, I mean, he could walk. I guess he could walk Navarrete onto something, but I mean, he's just not big enough, is he? And apparently, he has giant arms. Like, I mean, like, sure, yeah, like his arms look big, but 74-inch reach, I don't know about that. That's Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford has 74-inch reach. The Johan Vasquez fight, that was not great. I mean, like, he looked fine for like, and look, he looked pretty good for half the fight, then kind of fell off a bit and got into a bit of a war. It's not great. And how do you prepare for a Navarrete? Like, with counters, he's going to be trying to counter, and he's still going to be in range because Navarrete has bloody massive arms. Just walk into something, probably get beat up.
The two ways you can beat him is to just like really like bore him to death, like how Branchik did, or try to chin him like Wilson almost did. So that's really all you can do.
You need to be like big. Like, obviously Wilson's big, and Conceicao, he's like 5'10". But I mean, Charly Suarez is. I mean, he's not an old 36, even though he has had like 7 million amateur fights. But you know, how really like great can your legs be at 36 against like a whirlwind fight like Navarrete? And he's gonna have like so much confidence after just battering Valdez as well. Yeah, although like Suarez did look good in his last fight.
Okay, well, that last fight was it Castaneda?
Yeah.
His chin's it's so gone. It's not truly anybody can hurt Castaneda. But yeah, he did look good, but just in context to the opponent, he better have looked good, basically.
Yeah, and he had like a tough fight with Louis Corey as well. And the Vasquez fight was tough as well. And like these guys, they're just nowhere near Navarete's level.
Nowhere near.
Like I guess the Johan Vasquez fight, that kind of aged well, considering what he did to Abdullah Mason, but like, it's still Johan Vasquez.
Exactly.
I mean, like, I kind of give him a chance because he's like skilled, and you know, Navarrete, he's so vulnerable. But you know, I mean, that's what makes him good as well, because his style is just so unique. And I mean, he's kind of like one of the like Burchell, I say. Like, he's more defensively responsible than a Burchell, which isn't saying much, but you know, people like that, they usually just have no thought for defense. But I mean, he has some thought.
He's just not conventional.
Like, it's just his style. He's just going to be open, but at least he has some thought for defense. He tries to block and like defend himself and slip punches, which he does occasionally. That's good. Because usually with like offensive fights, they're just like, yep, forget defense. I am all out offense, which I have just described Jaime Munguia. Well, pre last fight.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I think Navarrete is going to stop him. I mean, probably have to break him down a bit, but I'm going to stop him.
Yeah.
Unless Charly Suarez somehow seems to have the craziest chin known to man. I don't know. But, you Filipino, so body shot. Body shot.
It's exactly what's about to happen, to be honest.
I've just checked the odds for this fight, and it's surprising. Like Suarez is just, like below 3-1 to win this fight. Like it's a lot closer than I expected. I don't know why. I don't know. I just see this as a bit of a gimme for Navarrete, if I'm being honest. Like just sort of a marking time defense. I don't know why they think it's that close, but yeah, I agree. I think Navarrete is too big, too strong, throws way too much. Body shots, like it's just gonna maybe he'll get outboxed for a few rounds, but the pressure, the pace, everything will just be too much for Suarez after 4 or 5 rounds, and then he'll just disintegrate. I think.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably make Navarrete look like an idiot for a couple rounds because he is a good counter puncher.
Mm-hmm.
And he can box.
And then he'll get touched. And cliff dive will happen.
Yep. Not ideal. And the chief support for this, Abdullayev fight Raymond Muratalla for the interim IBF title. It's a weird fight. I think Muratalla wins, but it's a weird fight, one that I never thought would happen.
I do think Muratalla wins. I think he wins the decision, and I'm not picking by stoppage mostly because of the weigh in IBF shit next day. That's got to affect Muratalla. I mean, he's big. I mean, he didn't even make weight for his last fight, so he hasn't made weight. He hasn't made 135 since he fought Tevin Farmer.
And how did he look in that fight?
Not great. I mean, he probably won that fight based off Tevin Farmer getting a point deduction that he probably shouldn't even got anyway.
Exactly. So he's like Muratalla is good, but it's like every time you see him, he's either like really good or he's really fucking bad. Like there's no like all right, good, decent performance. You got rounds, whatever. It's either he maybe should have lost almost, or like just looked really bad, or he chinned someone early. Like you don't really know with him.
Like he looked good against Nakatia. He looked good again in his last fight, and then I guess it's fair enough looking bad against Tevin Farmer. You know, Tevin Farmer. It's hard to look good against Tevin Farmer, but yeah, in Dongani, I mean that was a pretty close-ish fight as well, and he didn't look great in that. But you know, like he just has more about him than Abdullayev, I guess. He was just jab, pretty much.
He's pretty basic, but he's good, but he's just not. Yeah, he doesn't. Like, there's no thing about him that makes me confident that he'll win this.
I think a jab is more than enough to win this fight, but I mean he sometimes. I mean, I think he'd probably want to do more than just jab someone's head off in this fight. I think he's probably going to try and stop Muratalla, and that'll backfire.
The issue is he doesn't have anything else other than a jab.
Like, I mean, his right hand is okay, but like it's not great, and it's just outshined. Yeah, but it works, I guess.
He also does have the clutch gene, so
he also has the quit gene as well. So like,
Oh man, that was a while ago.
That was like 6 years ago.
But it was also against Devin Haney, which is not great.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think a top world level fighter beats Abdullayev because all he has is a jab, and it's like if you can't beat him, there's serious questions. And I think Yeah, I favour Muratalla, but like it really wouldn't shock me if Abdullayev just gets on the jab, like you say, and just dominates him, like with the jab, just pops out the jab. Sort of Muratalla can't really get near him, and it's just a boring fight where Muratalla's head keeps getting popped back, and he's weight drained, and he can't really do anything.
Yeah, and I was thinking about him because no one can defend the jab.
Yeah.
And even instructions that Robert Garcia was just telling him, and he couldn't really do it against Tim Farmer. But then again, once again, that's fine. If he can't somehow work around that jab, it's going to be a tough night for Muratalla.
But yeah, it should be a solid fight. I favour Muratalla though. Especially in California, like he'll just get a decision there. Like if it's Abdullayev needs to win about 9 clear rounds to win a decision, I think. But yeah. Anyway, elsewhere on the card, Andres Cortez is fighting Salvador Jimenez. Cortez lost to Abraham Nova last year. Don't care what the card said. And Salvador Jimenez lost every single round to Ryan Garner. A couple of months ago.
It's a pretty quick turnaround, to be honest.
Yeah, for Jimenez,
yeah,
that just tells me he's in a journeyman mode. Like, he's just like, yeah, I'll take the payday, and it's what it is. Like, that's what that says to me. Cortez will win this because Salvador Jimenez isn't very good, and he's been dominated by somebody that's very limited quite recently.
and we can come at this fight and see. We can compare how he does against Jimenez compared to Ryan Garner.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Because that's the comparison everyone in boxing needs. Giovanni Santillan's back against Angel Villa, someone from Mexico that I haven't seen fight. Santillan's fun, but again, another limited guy that's fun. It's what it is. He's okay. And then you've got a really good fight in this undercard, actually. Sebastian Reyes against Crazy A. I really like that fight. But for some, why is it an 8-rounder? What?
I don't know. I don't know why it's an 8-rounder, but it's an 8-rounder. This tells me that they don't trust Sebastian Hernandez Reyes. I think.
Why is that an 8-rounder?
Because this should be this is a step up fight for him, a massive step up, and this shouldn't be an 8-rounder against a former title challenger as well. That was crazy. I was typing it in on the docs, and I was like, why is this an 8-rounder?
Yeah, I've seen Reyes a few times, but I think he's quite good, but I just don't get why it's so. I just don't know why it's an 8-rounder. That's weird. That's very weird. Albert Gonzalez is back. Alan Garcia is back after getting iced. And yeah, there's a couple of other fights. Samuel Contreras and just typical prospects matchmaking from Top Rank and the rest of that undercard. We'll go to the Pro Box card now. Erickson Lubin against Holmes in the IBF Eliminator, 154 pounds. I have no idea how to call this fight.
Me neither, because Lubin hasn't fought in 15 years. And Holmes is decent. But he's not as good as Lubin. But again, Lubin hasn't fought in 2 years. So.
And Lubin lost to Ramos.
Yeah, true.
The fight
You
was
know,
so.
it was a terrible fight. It was a
so
terrible fight.
bad.
Look, if he's not so rusty that he can't do anything after being out for so long, then I think he should beat Ardero Holmes convincingly. Erickson Lubin's good. He just doesn't have a great chin, pretty much.
Oh,
He can punch. I mean, he's really skilled. He just doesn't have the best chin or the best stamina. Mostly the chin, though. But
Both sort of lend itself to each other, though. Really,
yeah,
they're sort of excellent. Yeah.
I mean, like he showed a pretty good chin against Fondora, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But Holmes, that's the thing. Holmes really can't really punch.
Do you need to punch to hurt
yeah,
Erickson Lubin?
you do. That's the point. Like he's on top of him. He's gonna be cold. He hasn't fought in how for long.
Like, I feel like Lubin should dominate, but I mean, he's not gonna dominate. Well, at least for a couple rounds, he's gonna like get off that ring rust, and then I think he's gonna have a really good second half of the fight. I guess he could stop him. I mean, he punches hard.
Yeah.
Can Holmes take a shot? I don't know.
Holmes really hasn't fought that many people.
Yeah, this is a massive step up for him.
Yeah.
Massive step up. And like Lubin is a southpaw as well.
Yeah. I favour leaving, but I don't know. It's just the inactivity and yeah.
It's really just the inactivity. But maybe Lubin's washed.
Maybe. You know the weird thing about this fight is that Holmes is a year older.
Yeah. I mean, Lubin's been around for ages, but I mean, he
I
did
know,
he did
so
turn
young.
pro young.
Did he fight Charly when he was like 21, 22, something like that?
Yeah, I think he was 22.
Yeah. Ridiculous, man. Yeah, that's a good fight. And that card as well, Nicholas Flars is back. Val Saints, but it's basically every pro box main event. Nicholas Flars is insane. He'll stop Adam Sanchez, I should think. Val Saint, who I think is a very good prospect, is fighting a Corzo who lost to Conor Ben. If you remember, it was Conor Ben's comeback fight in America before Pete Dobson.
Yeah, that was bad.
So yeah, I think Val Saint will put a beating on him because Val Saint's actually good, unlike Conor Ben. Herbert Sosa is fighting Rowdy Legend Montgomery. Herbert Sosa won gold in Tokyo, iced Alexander Kuzniak in the final, who went and won gold in Paris, so he's got pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
He also beat Esquiva Falcao in his last fight. Rowdy Legend Montgomery's got a couple of upsets, but I think Sosa should beat him. Probably on points. Then Dominic Valle is on there. It's basically a typical Pro Box card. I know the Pro Box guys. They're fun. They're usually quite fun. But yeah, it's just Pro Box. But yeah, moving on to Nottingham. I've said a lot over recent months about British boxing. The one thing that keeps coming back is that it's a load of mid-30s guys that are being recycled, and this is no different. Two fighters who have no interest in fighting the top level in their division, both in their mid-30s, both having big domestics for no particular reason other than money. But yeah, Kakachi against Lee Wood, both 36 for an IBO title. Typical British boxing. But I just hope it's a good fight.
All you can hope for a fight like this between former world champions who aren't active. Like, it's like they were never great champions anyway. So at that point, all you can hope for, like the floor of it, is to just hope it's a great fight.
Yeah. It's nobody wants to ask this. Nobody wants to talk about this. Lee Wood has the biggest 4-fight run in his career. He beats Conlon, loses to Lara, beats Warrington. Yeah. Does that in about 18 months. Why does he take the next 18 months out? He does that, by the way. Suddenly becomes a murderous puncher. Yeah. The people genuinely fearing for Mick Conlon's life. Ices Warrington with one shot after he's getting battered. Yeah. Then randomly takes 18 months out. Why is nobody asking questions? In his biggest earning potential in his career for that period. He could have been on Saudi shows. He could have been whatever. Why is nobody asking why he's been out there that long?
Well, you are.
What are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying, why isn't anybody asking it? Because we know what happens in boxing. We know what happens in British boxing, especially with those types of things. You know.
Well, you won't suggest it, but I will. Has Lee Wood failed a drugs test and no one's said anything, and that's why he's been out for that long?
And then the person
Maybe.
he knocked out gets a big fight at Wembley. Maybe because I don't know. This is just a theory. I'm not saying it happened, but maybe because Josh Warrington found out about it and to get him to shut up, they gave him a big fight at Wembley for £1 million. Josh were on the card. Maybe that happened. Allegedly. Who knows?
Yeah, it wouldn't be like boxing to brush a failed drugs test under the rug.
But who knows? I don't know. But Wood's been a fun fighter, but he got very fortunate to win the titles that he did. Got very fortunate that Lara didn't train with the rematch. Got very fortunate that Josh Warrington was chinny and shot to pieces when he fought him. But I think the inactivity in the weight favours Kakachi massively. And I think Kakachi's going to win this fight.
Oh, so do I. I think it'll be a good fight. Like, even if Wood is getting bad, I mean, he's still going to try at least. It's not going to be like Friday and Saturday.
I can just see Wood getting peppered. Honestly, if you look at the Warrington fight, I can just see that. But like Kakachi being bigger, stronger, punching harder, and Wood not punching as hard at Super Feather.
At least he'll try something.
Yeah.
Like he never just lays down like those other fighters did last week.
Depends how much like motivation Kakachi has. Like with him vacating a title and taking this fight. Does he? I mean, obviously he has motivation for money. Yeah, I mean, it's like a late stoppage or a decision. We're going to pick a decision, but I'm not confident either way.
I just don't think. I just think Wood's going to be washed up here. I just don't think he has it, to be honest. Like, he can punch, and he has got a habit of winning fights that he's losing, but I don't know. I just think he's going to be washed up.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean, would anyone be surprised if he is washed up? I wouldn't. You wouldn't, obviously. Taj wouldn't. Like, how long's he been out the ring? Like 18 months? 2 years? I don't know.
It'll be 19 months by the time he gets in there.
Brilliant.
But yeah. So it's really weird. I remember seeing him getting punched upside down by Jazza Dickens at your goal. And like, I don't know. You got iced by McDonald, obviously, and like it's really, really weird. Just how you suddenly became a massive puncher, icing everyone. I don't know.
He trained very hard.
Yeah. Anyway, like I hope it's a good fight. Maybe it will be. Maybe it won't be. But It's just British
Right.
boxing, 2 36-year-olds. Like,
If he's not washed, it will be a good fight. If he is washed, probably won't be very fun viewing unless you hate Lee Wood.
yeah. Right, on this undercard, there's some weird fights. Couple of good fights though. Kurt Walker against Liam Davis is quite good. Kurt's one of these guys that was a quite decent amateur. Went to Tokyo, but he just hasn't translated to the pros at all. Had a tough fight with Woodstock, and I just think Liam Davis is going to be. I think he'll be better at I think he'll be better at featherweight as well. He's absolutely massive for the weight at Super Bantam. And I think, although I think Masood would have probably beaten him any version of Davis, I think that fight would have been a bit closer if he was better at the weight, but he wasn't. So it's what it is. I think he'll get to Walker late and stop him. But I think Walker has a lot of success early in that fight.
Yeah.
Ezra Taylor, Troy Jones, that should be fun. I think Ezra Taylor's getting a lot of hype, but in reality, he's a 30-year-old prospect who hasn't really impressed me. Troy Jones is sort of a pretty bog standard sort of English level guy. Decent enough, small pool, sort of undercard fight. So it'll be a good undercard fight, in fairness. Like, it's a sort of domestic, unbeaten 50-50 type thing. Ivan Cooper, Chris Congo. I make Congo a pretty big favourite in that fight.
Yeah, it's an easy Congo decision.
Yeah.
And before it's not, because British fighters are not consistent at all.
Yeah. Sam Noakes is fighting an 8-rounder against Patrick Ballard for some reason. I don't know why. Like, you've been in the top 10 with Ring. You've won British, Commonwealth, and European titles. Why at 27 years old are you fighting a journeyman over 8 rounds at 4 o'clock on the card? I don't know.
British fighters.
Yeah. Then there's a load of prospect fights as well. Lewis Williams, the Commonwealth Games medalist. Charly Senior's making his debut. That's probably the most notable. Won bronze for Australia in Paris. He's a decent prospect, but I don't know. It's just a pretty bog standard British boxing card these days.
I like the 3 domestic fights.
Yeah, that'll be fun enough.
I mean, they're good matchups.
Yeah.
Unless, well, for people that know British boxing, I guess. If you don't know British boxing, then, you won't like them. Or you won't know that they could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Liam Davis probably going to stop Kurt Walker. Taylor probably beat Troy Jones, and I think Chris Congo is going to win a decision.
And before it, the whole opposite happens.
Chris Congo, picking Chris Congo against Warren Market was just easy money, pretty much.
He was like 2-1 underdog in that fight as well. It's ridiculous.
I don't know why. Anyone with a sliver of a brain could see Chris Congo is going to win that fight.
Yeah. And now look where they both are. One's on an undercard and one's in an Albanian prison.
Jesus Christ.
Same thing, really.
Yeah.
True.
British boxing undercard, Albanian prison. Same thing.
Yeah. We wish him well.
We don't.
Yeah, Congo, man, he's a weird fighter. He's just, I don't really know where his level is, really. He did okay against Esserman, but then Harry Scarf beat Esserman. And got schooled by McKinsey. Like, he's just a British level guy, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, he's just a British level guy. Like one of the better British level guys, but he's a British level guy. Probably not going to go much further. Maybe he gets like the right opponent, he could win a European title. But he's just
Oh, yeah.
this level.
We'll talk about that bit of news as well, actually. I don't know. I don't think we've covered this, but we'll talk about that bit of news later. That's just reminding me of something. I'm going to go on a rant about it in a minute, but yeah, it should be a good fight. It's a Chris Congo fight, so it probably won't be a good fight. He'll just sit on the back foot and outbox Cooper, which is weird because Cooper's been in a couple of good fights back to back. Battered Ethan James, and then the Echo fight was ridiculous. Like both down multiple times, wasn't it? Or Echo down multiple times, or whatever. But it was just a ridiculous war.
Yeah, that's not what Chris Congo does, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's a bit annoying. Like Congo's just gonna sit on the back foot and be an annoying sort of just UD10 or whatever it is. I guess it's a 10 rounder, but yeah, a UD10.
Could be a
You know,
PTS. Maybe they don't even care about judges.
You know, the last time he got a stoppage was in Eddie Hearn's back garden.
Oh,
Jesus
brilliant.
fucking Christ almighty.
But the first year of it, so 2020, not even 2021. He stopped Luther Clay.
I haven't heard that name.
Luther Clay. He stopped two people with a winning record. And one of those was on a 6th rounder. So, yeah. Yeah, this ain't going to go well. This is going to be a boring decision, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. I don't think I've missed any fights this week. Mohammed Wasim's fighting in Pakistan, or he's meant to be. But God knows if that's going to happen. There's like a load of random Brits on that show, and a load of random fighters that are based in Dubai on that show. So thanks, Daniel, for putting that on. Wish him well. And then what other fight was there? Oh, we missed one.
Kazarakis is fighting.
Against Mean Machine against Sissoko, yeah.
Yes,
In a WBC eliminator, Equatorial Guinea. It's a really good fight. I edge Sissoko, but I have no idea how that's gonna go.
Again, two inactive fighters.
That's partly on Sissoko though. Like he pulled out the first fight, like. But yeah, it's a really fun fight. It's a really, really fun fight.
Probably Sissoko by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kavalauskas chins him. Kavalauskas is a crazy puncher.
Yep. It's a really, really fun fight. Kevin Lele Sadjo's on the undercard. Nico Ali Walsh is on the undercard. It's all happening. And Amari Jones is on the undercard as well. But yeah, I think Sissoko probably via a boring decision. Unfortunately. That's probably how that's gonna go. Have I missed anything else?
Yeah, Kazarakis is back.
Oh yeah, Katsarakis is fighting for the first time since the tournament on OTX card. The Red Owl Boxing Arena. That'll be on the Zone GG, I think. Yeah, they're usually fun cards. You got the Lugo brothers on there who are big punchers. Yeah, they're usually quite fun, those shows, but it is what it is.
Isn't terrifying as well?
Oh yeah. Pero, the better Pero. Hopefully the better Pero. Jesus, after the performance his brother put in. Oh my god, I never want to watch his brother again. Honestly, that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from his brother the other week. Genuine, like yeah, Pero's fighting Cesar Navarro, on the Creed Royale show in Orlando. Corey Martin on the undercard. There's these MVP prospects cards, man. I know Jake Paul gets a lot of shit, but like pretty reasonable like amount of abuse for some of the stuff he says, some of the stuff he does. But like if you look at these cards, like Daniel Pero against Cesar Navarro, 10-0 against 13-2. Okay, whatever. Then you got Corey Martin against Tatum Beltran, 10-0-1. They're both 10-0-1. You got Capo Gallegos against Pedro Castro, both 8-0-1. Like they're competitive, at least on record. Like and they usually provide some pretty good fights. A lot of that has to do with the prospects not being the best prospects, but like there's a lot of good fights on these cards. I really do enjoy them.
I mean, they're good cards. Yeah, you can watch it on DAZN if you pay for DAZN for whatever reason.
Yeah, we you can watch it by other means as well. We ain't doing that. Yeah. That should be fun as well. I don't think I've missed anything else. Have I?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No. Right, okay. One thing I wanted to have a moan about actually. So Pierce O'Leary's fighting for the European title. On the Wardley undercard and it's Justice Honey. We haven't talked about that. I don't think we talked about that either, but we'll talk about that after. Why the hell is somebody got battered by Reece Bellotti at super featherweight fighting for a super lightweight European title? Why is Liam Dillon fighting for the European title at 140? What's going on?
What do you think?
What's going on here? Liam Dillon takes shots, like defends shots with his forehead. He is going to get brutally knocked out. Like what are we doing here? This man got battered by Reece Bellotti at 130. This man is
the robbery he had against Rueg.
He's done.
Nasty.
He's going to get brutally iced by Pierce O'Leary. Like brutally iced. Like what? I don't get why he's fighting. Why is he fighting for a European title at 140? Anyway, we haven't talked about the Honey fight, have we? I don't think we have.
No.
Yeah, so Honey steps in for Jarrell Miller. We wish Jarrell Miller well. Hopefully it's is actually a shoulder injury. But yeah, I really do not rate Justice Huni, and I think he's going to get chinned very, very early on.
I mean, he should get chinned. That would be a bad look if Faber Whatley can't chin Justice Huni. But, at least if he doesn't, well, I mean, it'll be fun, I guess, because he will actually come to win.
He'll come to skirt around the ring on the back foot and he'll get chinned.
Depends. Faber Whatley, if he can cut off the ring, which he probably can't.
Yeah, he can't, but he can recklessly run forward, push somebody into the ropes, and throw shots in the gloves, and then Marcus McDonald, Terry O'Connor, Howard Foster, whoever, whatever. Be nice and step in and wave it off. Because British boxing, like they did against what was the African his name? Michael Crofty. If you watch that fight back, Sam getting Louis Green on the undercard would be a war. That'd be a really fun fight for the British and Commonwealth titles. What other news is there? There's a little bit of niche news actually, I think. That I've got. After assuring me on Twitter or X, formerly Twitter, that Mark Jeffers will be in a big fight this summer. He's fighting TBA on the undercard in June. So he's fighting TBA exactly a month from today. And he haven't got an opponent yet. So hi Ben, hope you're well. That's gone very well for you, hasn't it, Ben? You idiots. But yeah. You utter moron, Ben. Jesus. I know you listen as well, Ben. And keep stalking my Twitter as well. Keep liking my tweets. It helps the algorithm. Cheers. But yeah, I don't know if there's any other news. If you still got anything.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. All right. We'll be back next week. To review all these fights, and then to preview the biggest heavyweight rematch in boxing history, apparently.
Brilliant.
Yeah, British boxing continues to deliver, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
The White Rhino against Johnny Bosch. Brilliant. Thank you, British boxing. But yeah, thanks for listening.
See you in episode 55.